Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another NASCAR Diecast review. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing Landon Cassill's 2022 Voyager, Kaulig Racing Chevrolet Camaro in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And before we get into it, if you've been living underneath a rock, just not too long ago, about a few days ago, unfortunately, Landon Cassill will not be returning full time to the team next year. He will still be running some races. He says like just a few races or something. I don't know his schedule yet. He's not released it yet. It's not official, but all we know is that he will not be full time next year, and it's because of the sponsor, basically. So before I also begin, this is not a rant review on Lionel because they actually did pretty damn good with the quality on this car. This car looks flawless, actually. Didn't see any. There might be some mistakes, but this is pure quality control. This is what we're going to get into. It's not terrible like some of the other cars I showed you. It's going to be a rant on Voyager and them screwing over Landon Cassill. It's just a damn shame. So yeah, this is just a sad timing to do this review. I don't think I've ever done this review of this car before, so I'm just going to do it now. And as a huge Landon Cassill fan, that really hurt me, man. I ruined my day when I heard about that news. I really did. It honestly did, man. Damn you, Voyager. Anyways, let's get onto the review. With sponsor aside, this paint scheme looks pretty damn nice. I'd say so. The purple bluish paint scheme with the white, and it has the yellow numbers on the roof and the purple banner for the Xfinity. It looks pretty nice. It blends in really well with this car. Just giving a free 60 of the car before we get into the review. See what I mean by when I say that this car looks pretty nice? It's a nice car. And this is the first official Kaulig Racing Xfinity car. It's not a promo that got released to all the public, and Kaulig took this car down and any other Landon Cassill merch off their website. I don't know why they still did that. They could have just at least kept the diecast up, because after all, it's the very first 164 official diecast. So yeah, I'm still happy to have this car, but this car and this sponsor, I bet you it's unfortunately going to be on Slap Shoes. What was it called, that series? Hold on a minute. It was called The Worst Sponsors, Team Owners, and Track Promoters. I have a really sad feeling that this whole story, this what should have been a good, happy story of a driver who's been in mediocre back marker equipment for a better part of like 10 to 12 years, finally gets out and he's in competitive equipment, and that's what happens. So anyway, let's get on to the sponsor. You got Voyager, Crypto for All. That should be renamed to Bankruptcy for All. You got Xfinity, Cassill's name right there. You go to the front end of this car. You got the Chevrolet bow tie. You got number 10, the Sunoco logo, Camaro, Kaulig Racing. Just look at the front end of this car. It looks pretty nice. And I love how the swoosh for the white lines go swishing past, the tire render underneath the Goodyear logo, which there's the Goodyear logo, and then past the contingencies right there. You got NASCAR Xfinity Series Mobile 1, ARP. You got the number 10 logo, number 10 font. You got more of the white lines down here. You got Emsworth Companies, I believe it says. I don't know what that says. You got Kaulig Companies. I'm trying to see what it says. Someone please let me know down in the comments. You got Voyager right there. You got the American Ethanol ring. You got Landon Cassill's name right there. Remember his name used to be lowercase L and used to be a lowercase L and C for his name, and used to be lowercase all letters. And that thing that's in the middle that used to not be there with his original name rail banner. I don't know. Looks like we do got some issues, but I'm telling you guys, this is kind of, my hands are a little sweaty. So that explains why there's some prints on this car, but it's all good. I could just get it off. You got Kaulig Racing, Chevrolet. Like like right there. No, never mind. I'm seeing things. That's the door handle. Okay. You got Kaulig Racing, Chevrolet. I have no idea what those two logos said, but what I was trying to say is that there is a little crease up there. It's higher than it should be, and this one's up close. So I get it. 164s are hard to make. If this was on a 124, then I would be upset, but it's still a 164 car. I'll give them some slack. Even and also they didn't butcher this car, so I'm just thankful for that. The leaf filter. What does that say right there? Hold on a minute. Come on, phone. Glitter protection. I think that's what it says. That's the one thing I don't understand. Why didn't a leaf filter sponsor Landon Cassill for one or two races? They sponsored Justin Haley. You'd think because they're on basically the C pillar of um of all these cars, of all the Kaulig cars, you'd think they'd sponsor Allmendinger, Hemrick, Landon Cassill. You think even coming up Chandler Smith, you'd think they would sponsor those Kaulig drivers, but no, they don't. That just doesn't make any sense. And later on in the season, before I begin, just need to spin the tires. It looks so good. There later on in the season, I remember there used to be some like side logos on the side panel on this car. There was logos, but this was obviously made before before those newer logos, and this was offered before that happened. So this car was like offered back in like, I don't know, March or April or May. I can't remember when it was offered. So you go to the other side. Okay, just I need to like dry off my hands a bit. Sorry about that. I'm just holding this car intensely. Basically, it's just the same thing as the other side, but if you want to see the interior, like look at the interior inside here. You can see the steering wheel, not the best, but you can see like the dash right there, the throttle, the steering wheel, the driver's seat. Come on, camera focus. You can see the back as well, and yeah, you can see the window net from here, the seat. Like it looks so good. This car looks so cool. Is the window pushed up a bit? I don't know, man. I'm not gonna fret too much about it. And this is a Gen 4, not Gen 4, Gen 5 Xfinity body, and it still looks awesome. Okay, we got some, decal wrapping that's farther than it should be, but that's still okay. That's fine. You got Voyager. You got the rear TV camera. You got the Chevrolet bow tie, the tail lights, the fake exhaust pipes. You got Camaro right there, number 10. You go back here, you got Voyager on the deck lid, Landon Cassill. You got Cassill's last name right there, and then you got the nice yellow number 10. And I just noticed this. Just like the Richard Petty cars, there's always an orange number on the roof, and Kaulig does this with every car. There's always a yellow number. I mean, look, here's another Kaulig car. Here's AJ Allmendinger's Indy Road Course win. This one has yellow numbers on the roof as well, just like this Landon Cassill car. I don't know why they like doing that, but it looks pretty cool. I like the yellow numbers. It looks unique, and I wish more teams would be creative like Kaulig with their cars. I mean, Kaulig made a lot of great cars from last year, both in Cup and Xfinity, and it's a shame that we only pretty much got one, and this is a 1 or 2, and And the only 164 to be released is this Landon Cassill car. I don't recall A.J. Allmendinger getting a 164 get made. He has gotten a couple 164s got off. I can't speak. He's had a couple of cars get offered in 164, but they were both canceled. Also, forgot to mention there's a NASCAR race car logo. So yeah, I don't know why I didn't mention that earlier in the video, but the white line also comes across for the Kaulig company's logo, and I like how it's like that. I will admit, both Xfinity and Cup, and even the last year in 2021, Voyager had some amazing cars. It's just a damn shame that they screwed Cassill out of the ride. Oh shit! I don't know why that happened. My apologies, guys. That was by mistake. Caught me off guard right there. But what I was trying to say here is that just feeling if it's okay. It looks all right. No worries. It looks all right. But what I was trying to say is that A.J. Allmendinger has had a couple cars get offered from 2022, but they're all canceled on 164. They have made his Kodo win car in the 124 scale. It's out right now. You can get it. But I don't think, and they did release a prototype of that Portland race win car, and that thing looks freaking awesome. I'm probably gonna get that car. The amount of detail on that car is freaking fantastic, dude. They did an awesome job creating that reversion of that car, and same with his Indy road course win. All those cars are going to get made or have been made. So that's good news. I hope we can get a promo Daniel Hemrick car. Diecast Buffet made a custom Daniel Hemrick car, and you can check it out if you just search up Diecast Buffet Daniel Hemrick. You'll see it. But anyways, this is an awesome looking car. It's just a shame that a crypto company screwed someone who's worked hard for all these years to get back into a decent competitive ride, gets fucked in the ass basically, and just screws them over. It's sad. And as a whole, Kaulig was struggling in 2022. Outside of Allmendinger, they sucked. And Cassill would have made the chase if Jeremy Clements. I'm not ranting on Jeremy Clements. I don't hate him. I like Jeremy Clements, but this stupid chase format didn't exist. Jeremy Clements wouldn't have leapfrogged Landon Cassill and took him out of the chase. So Cassill still would have made the chase. Would have made the chase if it weren't for the stupid format. And Cassill late in the season, just like how Casey Atwood did back in 2001 with Ray Everham, he was starting to finally figure out how to get to the front and get top 10s. I think he almost went like 4 races in a row with a top 10. He was getting a couple top 5s. He was finally figuring out after getting his feet wet in the beginning of the season. And he was getting used to being back in decent equipment, good equipment again, and that's what happens. So I'm not mad at Kaulig. I'm just disappointed, just frustrated, I'm just pissed. I was so happy to hear that Landon Cassill, this was back in 2021, that Landon Cassill was going to come back, was going to go to Kaulig. I was so excited. It's just a shame that didn't last. The excitement didn't last. And hopefully Landon Cassill can find some other starts for other teams. I just don't want to see him just pretty much sit out the whole season. I at least want to see him race for Brandon Brown Motorsports, or I don't know if Our Motorsports needs an entry for Daytona as well with Brandon built Motorsports, and I think Landon Cassill can be the right guy to do it, but still, it's just disappointing. This could have been Landon Cassill's breakout season, but thanks to this piece of fucking dog shit company, Voyager, we'll never get to know. So, Voyager, hope you're happy, guys. I hope you fucking morons are happy, because you just possibly screwed what could have been the best underdog stories and Cinderella stories that we could have gotten. So, to Voyager, fuck you. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm glad you got bankrupt now, just thinking of it. If you're gonna do that to Cassill, you and because of that, you won't be able to bankrupt anyone else. So yeah. Thanks for watching this video. Sorry it dragged out longer than it should have. This video should have really ended like 5 minutes ago, but I really wanted to go on that little rant and give you my thoughts. I'm not hating on Kaulig, but for God's sake, I know they want trophies, but they should have gotten here. Okay, now we're getting into more. But what I'm trying to say here is that Kaulig, if they really wanted to find someone to drive the 10 car, why did it have to be a cup driver? I don't hate Justin Haley, but they should have gotten Nick Sanchez or Raja Caruth, one of those guys. Get someone that's not a cup driver. They have some good funding, I'm pretty sure. Raja Caruth has iRacing, I'm pretty sure, because on the car, every time we saw the back end of one of his cars, it had iRacing on it. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this review of this beautiful Landon Cassill car. It's a shame that this paint scheme and this whole season and story will be remembered for all the wrong reasons. Love also as it goes to in the front and the vents right there. It just this car looks so good. Even back here, you can see the back of the car, but nothing on the roof but the 10. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Also, before I go, these Xfinity cars weigh a lot more than the Cup cars. Okay. Thanks, guys, for watching. This video really carried on longer than it should have. Anyways, bye.